Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I'm so happy that you're coming to join me today. I have a very important message that Spirit wants me to deliver to you guys today. I was not planning on doing a reading, so I look a little busted right now, but that's not the point. The point is that I get this message out to you so that you can do what needs to be done. But before I get into the messages, if you can go ahead and please like this video, go ahead and give me a subscribe if you haven't already. And when I'm done with the video, make sure to leave a comment letting me know, where it is that you feel like you're going to start taking action on what it is that I'm going to talk about here, because I want to know that you not only receive this message, but you see where it is that you need to take action in your life and do that. Hold yourself accountable and go ahead and put yourself in this family who are all on this journey with you, and we'll be there for support. Okay, blessings. So I'm just gonna be flowing today. I don't really have a particular like script, not that I ever have scripts, but just like a list of things that I want to say. I'm just flowing, and I'm going, with what Spirit wants me to say. So today we are going to be talking about worth, okay? Worth, because there's some of you guys out there right now who are doubting your worth and don't see yourself as the amazing being that you are, okay? You are being called to step into your power. You are being called into just a new direction in life, and that, the first steps to you being able to walk down that path or just receive these blessings for some of you guys, because you guys are manifesting, right? And you need to be a vibrational match. So this is, calling you to know your worth so that you can become a vibrational match. For others, it's because you're being called to step into your power, and getting ready to walk a new path, and you're going to need to know your worth. That's going to be a big deal because, I feel like this newness that you're getting ready to receive or stepping into is going to require a big, huge level of authenticity, okay? So knowing that you're worth it is knowing that you have belonged to love all along. Like, you don't need to change because you are love itself. You are beauty, you are joy, you are happiness, you are love. You know what I'm saying? And there's a need to understand that so that you can remain in your truth, so that you can remain in your power. Because in a world that is ever changing, we need individuals who are ready to step into that divine role and really be the individual that they need to be, not only for themselves, but for the collective. Hopefully that makes sense. But it's your time, it's your time, and you need to know your worth. So, let's break it down. Let's go back a little bit. We have developed these mental coping mechanisms of self-doubt and feeling like we are less than and not deserving, basically from situations that we experienced in the past, whether it was our childhood or situations that occurred later on in life. And we receive these beliefs, right, based off of experiences that told us we weren't worthy, that told us that we were less deserving, that told us that we were less than, and these beliefs, I want to say they're beliefs, they're only as real as you believe them to be. So these thoughts, right, these constant thought patterns that we find ourselves in, really putting our self-esteem at risk and, really honing in our insecurities, these are things that can just vanish if you allow them to, and by doing so, there's going to be a lot of forgiveness, right? Forgiveness of the people who, projections we absorbed, and then just forgiving ourselves for being someone who we were not this entire time. Forgiving ourselves for not speaking up and standing up for ourselves. Forgiving ourselves for things that, we may have felt that we didn't give ourselves what we needed at that time. Hopefully that makes sense. But forgiving ourselves for these things and no longer judging ourselves for how things happened, and where we decided to, or not where, but how we decided to live our lives, whether that was more boxed in or just like limited overall, right? And it's all in all, it's because maybe you weren't aware of where these thought patterns came from, and there was like a need to dive into them, which is why we're having this conversation. When it comes to healing some sort of aspect in your life, when you know the source, then you can kind of work from there and release everything and heal the things that need to be healed. So I'm kind of giving you an idea of where your sense of self-worth came from. So I feel like I need to let someone know that despite the fact that you had to do a lot to receive love from your parents, like you always have to like put in a lot of work, or be that A-star, A+ student, or that star, sports player, in order to receive validation from your parents. And now that maybe has manifested as, always, like, it's like, well, for some people it's like working yourself to death, or really taking on the burdens of others, like your sense of self-worth is not related to your productivity. Someone needed to hear that. Your sense of self-worth is not related to your productivity. You can release that, and a question I would like for you to ask yourself is if, the people who put you in these situations to kind of construct these beliefs to protect yourself, right? And to not only protect yourself, but to be connected, to your family, and making sure that there is like no sense of rejection within any of that. Can you allow yourself to see from their perspective, and excuse the noise outside, hopefully you guys can still hear me, but see from their perspective and kind of see why they did the things that they did. That is a journal prompt question that I actually have in my ebook for, I think it's week 4. So if this reading is resonating with you, and you would like to go deeper into doing a lot of healing work with the connections you have in your life, make sure you download that ebook. I'll place it in my description box, and make sure you answer the journal prompts and go deep. This is like a really nice transformational e-journal that I really made, with the intentions of helping to guide people towards emotional healing. So if that's something you're interested in, you can find that information in the description box. But yeah, and that's how we begin to heal. I think that's the ending to what I was saying before. Someone else needs to hear that your sense of self-worth is not tied to how much you give to people emotionally. Okay? You want to make sure that people are there for you just as much as you are there for them, in the same ways, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like your sense of self-worth is not about how much you can how much you can give to people. I feel like there's a need to not look for your self-worth outside of yourself, because your self-worth is not outside of yourself. You cannot find it in other people. You cannot validate yourself to better self. No, you cannot. Other people cannot validate you to your own self-worth, because that is false. And, that's how codependency, and stuff like that is, created. That's a terrible coping mechanism. You cannot find your self-worth outside of yourself. That's something that you have to look at yourself within and know that you are not those projections that you have taken on in the past. Does that make sense? There's a need to just do the inner work, and really look at these mental patterns in the face. I know there's like a lot of fear that surrounds these internal aspects, but there's a need to look at them and realize that these are just old narratives that we've used to, how do I say, old narratives that we used to just protect us, It's almost like a mask, like to just make sure that we are not put in situations that are not familiar, or and uncomfortable, even though, with this sense of low self-worth, what that has gotten us into is uncomfortable, and, all that stuff. It's familiar. Does that make sense? But all in all, I feel like, when it comes to your self-worth, that's all you. And you have to know that some people, like, I feel like in a world where society puts like emphasis on, having lots of money, looking really beautiful, it's really hard to see how we can be someone so great ourselves when there's so much, like what we think is better, but that's an illusion that you need to see through. Again, these beliefs are only as powerful as you make them. And when we start deconstructing these things and start allowing ourselves to live a little differently, live a little bit more authentically, that's when life begins to change. Does that make sense? There is a unique aspect about you that deserves to be honored, seen, respected, nurtured. And we may have to do that for ourselves first and grow that internal energy so that it reflects outside of us as well. Hopefully I'm making sense, y'all. I'm just chatting. But despite the fact of you feeling like not worthy of belonging in the past, know that you have always been worthy of belonging without needing to change any aspect of yourself at all. Because you are who you need to be, and people need that type of authentic medicine from you. Your energy is medicine for other people and a catalyst for other people to heal, and you need to know that you are worthy of, stepping into this new lifestyle, receiving this manifestation you've been calling in, and honor that shit, own that shit, Know that you are a badass, powerful ass being, what I'm saying, who exudes confidence, and, their confidence is what attracts everything that they want, right? But we need to know that we are the shit. And it's a practice, right? It's something that we have to keep telling ourselves, right? That we are worthy, we deserve it, we are not less than, right? And there's... we do that just by loving on ourselves, by giving ourselves that nurturing that we need. Those flaws and those neglected aspects of ourselves, we love on those too, and that's how we begin to foster a sense of self-worth, right? And then this is also how we just begin to trust ourselves. We trust ourselves more because we know that we're making the right decisions for ourselves, because we're doing things that are coming from a more authentic heart space. But knowing your worth is all about squashing the old limiting narratives and beliefs that tell us that we are less than, based off of the projections that we received, earlier on in life, and that we clinged on to because this was what we were familiar with, even though that it felt like shit and we didn't like it. We didn't know anything else better. But here's to us wanting better for ourselves, because we know that we deserve it, because we are worthy of it, right? We're retraining our brains. But yeah, I feel like there's so much more I want to say, but I think I'm going to leave it at this. I'm going to pull an oracle card. Hold on, let me check in to see if I've said everything I really wanted to say. If someone projects their insecurities onto you, it's usually because they're jealous. Yeah, whoever needed to hear that. Someone needs to hear that I'm sorry that you went through the emotional manipulation that you went through growing up, and now you have like a fear of trusting people. You don't have to trust everybody. Your spirit's gonna know who to trust and not to trust. You know what I'm saying? So honor that. Again, that's just trusting ourselves. It's just making the better decisions for us, but I'm sorry that you went through that, and know that it is okay to trust people. Allow yourself to open up. And again, knowing your worth is knowing who to keep in your life. Okay, who deserves to be in your life and who doesn't deserve to be in your life. So someone needed to hear that. Is there anything else that wants to come through in regards to our worth? Okay, I want you to do something for me this week. If not now, if not tomorrow, this week. You have to do something that is true to you. Something that you want to do. Something that feels just right within. Okay, whether that is putting on a dress, a nice, beautiful dress and heels and going out to dinner. Whether that's saying no to hanging out with someone, when you don't want to. Whether that is allowing yourself to take a break from work and rest. Whatever that authentic, truth is for you, that authentic action is for you, I want you to start leaning into the things that you know that you are worthy of, okay? This could be asking somebody out, you know what I'm saying? Asking somebody out on a date, because knowing your worth knows that you can get anybody that you want, okay? Somebody needed to hear that. But something that just feels authentic to you. Yeah. And let me know what you're going to do in the comments, or let me know when you did what you did. I want to know, But I'm going to pull an oracle card. And I think I'm going to wrap up this conversation. I hope that I said everything that I needed to. And I hope that you were able to receive some guidance from this. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to grab my oracle cards. All right. So I got my Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. I like to bring this deck out when we're dealing with like big transformational stuff. Because this is going to give us the messages that we need. So let's see. Ooh, you got 2 cards. 3 cards. So you got the staff, the holy mountain, and then you got the tree of life. So let me read the medicine for each of these cards and see what they have to say. Okay, so the staff, that's this card here. Beautiful giraffe, I believe. The medicine for this says, you are caught in the delicate balance between opposing forces, between masculine and feminine, between action and non-action. Use this to your advantage, as there can be no day without night, no low without high, no wrong without right. This is a time to take corrective action, beginning with your beliefs about what needs to be fixed or repaired. Let destiny take its course, nudging it slightly along. Beautiful. All right, number 15, the Holy Mountain. No, that's 25. 25. Okay, so the medicine for the holy mountain. When the holy mountain shows up, it's time to be active. Do not let your doubts deter you and keep you bound. This is a time to leap over challenges and to remember that from the top of the mountain, there are no obstacles, only beauty and an unobstructed and an unobstructed view of the entire earth. Excuse me. And there's no need to go shopping for the right hiking boots or camping equipment to climb the holy mountain. You already have all the gear that you need. Overcome any lethargy, indolence, oh my gosh, excuse me, and laziness, as they are only the real obstacles. So I'm definitely feeling like, yeah, this is a journey that you're being called to go on, diving deep into whatever needs to be healed right now, especially starting with our beliefs. Okay. And then let's go to number 58, the tree of life. Okay, the medicine. What nutrients do you need to add to your soil to grow strong? The seed of the oak will not grow on barren ground or without the light of the sun. What dreams do you want to awaken to create a mindful destiny? Reflect on how you want to blossom, the kind of fruit you want to produce, and where you want to sow your new seeds. Be a conscious creator. Yes. Yes. Let your roots and branches be aligned with your heart's longings. Like I said earlier, becoming that vibrational match. I feel really called to read the invitation for this tree of life. So, stay there. To find health and balance in your life, reflect on how you dance with your actions, your thoughts, and your feelings. Wow. Okay, now I see why I needed to read this. If you're too much in your thinking head, or in a world of fantasies and daydreaming, connect more with your roots and physical body. If you're caught in a mechanical doing and you're feeling stuck, not able to imagine a better life for yourself, open yourself to be inspired by the heavens. Let your roots and branches be aligned with your heart's longings. Wow, I think that was such a beautiful way to wrap up the reading. I felt like this was just all three of these messages were letting you know that it is time to take action on, transformation, especially when it comes to your beliefs and your thoughts and, how they associate with your feelings, and knowing that, yes, there are challenges that will be faced, but these challenges all, are correlated with our growth. And, to make sure that, again, we're making the best decisions for ourselves, to make sure that we are putting ourselves in just better positions, to dance with life. I also just want to go back to the staff really quick, because that one also stood out to me. I'm going to read the invitation for this one too. You know how to flow easily between polarities, how to weigh all the possibilities and instinctively select the right path. Trust your inner wisdom and take the first step on a journey that your heart has already embarked on. Use the power of the staff to unite what appears to be divided, to find that delicate balance between will and surrender. So I hope that these messages were able to put you back on the right path, and really put you back into a empowered mindset, knowing that you are worthy, knowing that you deserve all the things that you want, need, desire, and more. Okay, and know that, for those getting ready to step into their power and step into this new path, that, you are worthy of this position and you are needed. okay? And just make sure that moving forward, you feed yourself with the right things mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally to keep this empowered mindset moving and flowing, to guide you along the path that your soul is already being called to go on. Basically summarizing what I just read. But with that being said, again, if you found resonance in this video, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure to leave a comment of all the things that I said to leave a comment on, because I forgot. So remind me. And yeah, so much love, so many blessings, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Ciao.